And we're back. Time to take a gamble. I needed to take that gamble to raise our chance of survival even the slightest bit. I stood up. I walked into the grove with my flashlight in hand. Maybe they were caught in a tree? Or maybe they got buried in the snow. Carefully combing the area, I searched for the emergency supplies. The blowing snow and wind began to increase in force. My vision was gradually going white. Where are they? Where are they? I continued to push through the snow, feeling as if I were about to cry. I had been about it for an hour when I suddenly heard a voice. I knew it! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no, this is not what we wanted. Here it comes. I am dropping literally all the frames for a second there. God damn. I'm so glad we're playing a visual novel where that's not terribly important. Hey, Fuyakawa-san. Yamoki's voice? But what was he doing here? Thinking it was just an auditory hallucination, I looked around, frightened. Fuyakawa-san. No, it wasn't a hallucination. I'm sure I heard Yamoki's voice. Yamoki-san, are you there? My vision being obscured by a veil of snow, I relied on the light from the flashlight to search for Yamoki. Suddenly he appeared from within the snowstorm. Staggering, he walked over to meet me. Yamoki-san! Thank goodness I found you. Why are you here? I'm here to bring you back. It's suicidal to go out in the mountains at night. I was following your footprints, but some things happened that slowed me down. Stop shouting! Yeah. Yamoki forced his weird, whiskery smile into my face into my smile. Sorry. Yeah. Let's return to the shelter cabin before the snowstorm gets strong. In the midst of laughing, he suddenly dropped to the snowy ground. Yamoki-san, what's wrong? As I helped Yamoki up, I gulped. There's a deep laceration in his leg. What the fuck? When I looked closely, I saw traces of blood on the snow where he stood. As if telling me not to worry, Yamoki waved his hand. I messed up a bit. Losing sight of your footprints, I slipped while searching for them again. As my bad luck would have it, there was a branch that was sticking out. I'm not qualified as a pro. His face distorted in pain. The wound was fairly deep. It's my fault, isn't it? Because I selfishly left the cabin on my own. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Felt like I was about to start crying for my own stupidity. He got shanked by a tree. Yeah. Fucking trees, man. Not only did I not find emergency supplies, but because of me, Yamoki had been injured as well. Don't worry about it. But let's go back to the cabin before the snowstorm gets any stronger. Well, you still have even a little strength remaining. Things just got even worse. Yep. Yamoki's eyes stared into mine, full of strong determination. Alone. Alone? What are you going to do, Yamoki-san? I'll only slow you down. That's why you need to leave me. No way! There's no way I can do that! Just go! Mo yelled in a voice powerful enough to make me doubt that he was wounded at all. And the mountain rumbled, and the snow fell, and it caused an avalanche to kill us all! I flinched reflexively, faltering. If you stay with me, you won't be saved. Go back alone. I made caches in the trees on the way here just in case I lost my way. If you use the marks as a compass, you should be able to return safely. So hurry up. I shook my head like a spoiled child. No, I refuse. Now's not the time to act selfishly. I'll refuse no matter what you say. I won't leave you behind, Yamoki-san. For Yamoki-san to die because of me. There's no way I'd be able to bear that. Yamoki looked troubled. Please, listen to what I'm saying. It's not like I'm telling you to leave me to die. I don't want to die either. It happens often in the mountains. When someone's injured, they make a cave in the snow to set up for a bivouac for them and leave them there. And then you can just tell the rescue team about this place when they arrive. It's a little know-how that can save us from getting all wiped out. But... I looked at Yamoki's leg. Bleeding seemed to stop for the most part, but a trickle of blood started to ooze out. Even if I could tell that he wouldn't make it until morning if left here alone. On top of that, if I left him here, Yamoki would get caught up in the avalanche. Today at 6:53 a.m. an avalanche will occur. There's also another possibility that our watch is off. I'm just saying. We don't have any confirmation we have an accurate time. And I still kind of suspect that Satoru messed with it somehow. Because it's weird that he just has this quirk that he hates having the watch on. I mean, sure, I get it. You don't like stuff on your wrist. That's okay. But still, it seems like a weird trait to give to a character. Possibility is they're just trying to endear him to us by giving him a silly quirk, or it's important to the plot. And since this is the guy who writes 999 in that series, probably important to the plot. Avalanche out of nowhere. I placed my hand on Yomogi's side and tried to help him stand. Fuyakawa-san, I'm taking you with me. Let's go back together. How many times will I say it before you understand? I won't. I won't, no matter how many times you say it. And like 4.5 hours are supposed to be an avalanche. These people keep shouting. You may be right. But I can't just do it. I just can't do it. There's no way I could. No matter what, I couldn't leave him out here after getting him involved in my reckless actions. If you don't come with me, Yomogi-san, I'll stay here as well. Fuyakawa-san. Putting strength into my unsteady legs, I tried to help Yomogi stand up. However, my knees gave out instantly, causing me to stumble. I have no power to put into them. It's fine. This much is no problem. I slapped my shaking knees repeatedly. Please do what I tell you. I gritted my teeth and once again helped Yomogi to his feet, wiping away my tears. Let's go. Uni and Mayuzumi must be worried as well. I said that to him as brightly as I could. Yep, Bosley took an hour to get there, and she looked for an hour, and this is taking some time. Yomogi shook his head in resignation and leaned against me. I passed him the flashlight. I supported Yomogi as he shone the flashlight forward, and together we advanced in the snowstorm. Helping the injured Yomogi walk is harder than I imagined. It was fine when we were on level ground, but once we reached the sloping hill, it became hard to continue forward. Even so, I supported Yomogi with all his strength and began climbing. Relying on the trail markings Yomogi made, we pushed up the hill at a crawl. Fuyakawa-san, as I thought, it's... No way! A wave of fatigue washed over me, and I was struck with a sudden vertigo. It was difficult to move my arms and legs. Yomogi's weight against my shoulder felt heavier with each step I took. The snowstorm was getting even stronger. My vision began to close in as well. Wanting to confirm it with the compass, I reached a hand in my pocket. At that moment, the snow under my feet collapsed. Ah! Whoa! My balance lost, we tumbled in the snow. My body rocked as though it had been caught and shaken hard by a giant. I screamed, but even that sound was absorbed by the snow. I fell down the slope of the snow-covered hill. Yeah, still no swaps. Buried in the snow, I slowly began to lose consciousness. I heard a voice from somewhere. Gogoro! Is that Uni's voice? Am I already dead? So is this just a dream? Gogoro! I slowly opened my eyes, feeling something shining intensely upon me. From within the snowstorm, a strong light was shining down on me. Gogoro! Uni was standing right there in front of me. His clothes were covered in snow. Thank goodness you're alive! Gogoro! Tears quickly began to well up in those perfectly round eyes. Why are you here, Uni? One who answered wasn't Uni, but someone else. You guys were planning on climbing down this mountain yourselves, weren't you? Izumi-san. You think you can fool me? You've got another thing coming. Through lips that turned purple and trembled with the cold, Mayuzumi ground out her complaints. And now we've lost track of time. Upside, Yudi's here. Well, I suppose I have to congratulate you, being smart enough to make those rocks for us to follow. That wasn't... I tried to raise my body, but at that instant a violent surge of pain ran through my right leg. Don't move. It looks like the bone is broken. I squeezed my eyes for a while to try to endure it, but...
That's right. Where's Yomogi-san? He's sleeping all cozy right next to you. Looks like he's lost consciousness. This might actually be pretty bad. His body is as cold as ice.
Mayuzumi's shoulders slumped and a small sigh escaped her. This might be a way of showing she's worried. Yomogi was sleeping behind me. His face was pale as that of a corpse. Wound on his leg had completely frozen over.
Yomogi-san.
Still shivering, Mayuzumi opened her mouth.
And how do we get down the mountain from here? That's what we came to do here, right? That's not it. If we'd want to go down the mountain, it isn't the right direction.
Everyone is here. No idea about the time. We're at least close to the avalanche area. Like I said, upside, Uni's here. I suddenly noticed. The night sky was getting brighter. Dawn was near. I looked at my watch and pointed to... Fuck! This is great. This is fantastic. Everything is awful. Okay. Let's see what happens. Oh, well. My vision blurred. The ground that had been supporting me disappeared. Zero gravity. No, this is an earthquake. An unbelievably huge vibration. You know, it felt almost as if heaven and earth were becoming inverted. I can't stand up. It took everything I had just to clean the surface of the earth. It was enough to make me wonder if the entire world would break apart. Before long, it settled as if disappearing. The surroundings quieted down as if nothing had happened. No, to be more accurate, the snow and the snowstorm continued as before, but to me it felt like other sounds had been swallowed by the earth. In a daze, I sat there petrified, and then the time came.
Run away! You two get away from here! What are you saying? An avalanche is coming! What? Kokoro!
Uni tried to lift me up. I looked in the direction of the ridge. White smoke was approaching with raging force.
Uni, run!
I pushed Uni in the direction of the grove of trees, and at the same time I was swallowed by a huge wave of snow. The moment it hit me, I saw it. Uni had fallen into the shadow of a large tree. As I was blown away by the enormous impact, I prayed for Uni to be safe. The story is not finished yet. Truth is not revealed, and it circulates through an incident. It is an infinity loop. That is the bad end, but it's not only a bad end. That is what happens. But Uni being there is still weird. Because if that newspaper article was like, are these survivors of the Hell Crash? If Uni survived, he should have been able to tell them. But he didn't tell them. So that means either he went somewhere in hiding, and nobody knew about him being a survivor. Something weird happened. Alright. So what we're going to do is we're going to continue. We're going to take a shortcut. Start from here. Alright, now what was that button to make things go super fast again? Not that one. Not that one. Give me a sec, I need to re-look this up. Options. Oh wait, no, it'd be in config. Key config, sorry. Tab, left control. There we go, tab. That's okay, Sunset Wildfire. It's been fun having you. Have fun. I still think it's relief supplies. It's the only thing that makes sense. Let's go back. It's better this way. I don't think I have the strength, because I thought I really shouldn't have headed to Location X. To make matters worse, it showed a lack of all common sense for an amateur like me to try and traverse the snowy mountain all alone. If I take them lightly, the fangs of the force called nature will mercilessly devour me. I don't want to die, so let's head back. I made my decision and turn back. Tracks I had carved out walking through the snow had already been erased by the blizzard. Carefully making sure I was going the right direction with the compass, I began to walk. Will I still have any strength left? Let's go back. Even if it means pushing my body even further past its limits, I'll quicken my pace. Power of the storm was growing even greater. Whirling snow was blowing against my face. Furthermore, I'll have to climb back up. Although it was not that steep, it's considered painful in my exhausted state. I was overwhelmed by loneliness. I now regret having gone out alone. I want to hurry back to the cabin. To the cabin where everybody's waiting. Fuyakawa-san! Suddenly I heard Yomogi's voice. I think we need to do it now before Yomogi gets injured. Calling me. Why would he be here? I used the flashlight to illuminate my surroundings. Fuyakawa-san! Heard it again.
Yomogi-san, where are you?
It's dark and I can't see him. Thank God you're safe. I'm coming for you now. It might be the second one, Shamir. I do have suspicion that we need to go there and find that there are no supplies, or at the very least, that we couldn't find any supplies before heading back, but I want to also get back before Yomogi injures himself. Seemed like he'd followed after me, even though I told him to wait, but I was secretly relieved. If Yomogi's with me, then everything's alright. I don't feel alone anymore. Also, instead of returning to the cabin, we can go to Location X with Yomogi helping. Gradually, I began to make out his figure in front of me to my left. I waved my hands.
Yomogi-san, I'm here!
Really? Give me a break. As he grandiosely shrugged his shoulders, Yomogi drew closer.
Why are you here?
What do you mean, why? You just all of a sudden... Without warning, he vanished. Or he could get injured in front of us! He literally just vanished. In an instant, Yomogi's figure, which had been a few meters before me, had disappeared.
Yomogi-san?
That wasn't an illusion. It wasn't an illusion, right? It can't be. Yomogi had definitely been there right before my eyes. How could he just disappear instantaneously like that? I looked around me. Nobody. Only a black world.
Yomogi-san! Yomogi-san!
Ugh. I heard him. I heard a groan. Yet I can't see him anywhere.
Don't get around, please!
This had to be a joke, right?
It's not funny. Please come out now.
No answer.
Where? Where are you?
Here.
And where's that?
For some reason, Yomogi's voice sounded weak, and he seemed to be in great pain. Down here.
Down where?
I casually pointed my flashlight toward my feet. I shivered. Where I stood, no more than a dozen centimeters ahead, there was no snow or ground. There was not a cliff, and Yomogi was cleaning the edge of a wall of snow. A cornice. Uh-oh. I don't know what that word means, but I'm worried. But the fact that we're getting a new word is good, right? A large overhang edge of snow on a leeward side of a mountain range. Larger ones can be in excess of 10 meters. Since the inside of a cornice is composed entirely of snow, it will collapse if trodden on by a human. The presence of snow cornices make it very difficult to tell where the actual ridge ends. Oh! Yay! Yomogi had stepped onto the edge of an overhang of snow. The snow collapsed and fell away. He just barely clung to a protrusion made by the collapsing wall of snow, so high up that I couldn't even see the bottom when I shone the flashlight downward. My legs buckled. Fear rises from within me, setting my hair on end.
Yomogi-san, what should I do?
I can't stay calm. I'm panicking even though I'm not the one in danger. If I'd taken just a few steps further, when he called out to me, if I'd walked toward him, I would have stepped in a cornice and fallen. The reality of that filled me with terror. I guess what the word meant, another thing, just not the English word, or I didn't. I didn't know what it meant at all, but I kind of had a feeling it was something like that. Once again, fear of the forces of nature overcame me. Because of that fear, I'm unable to help Yomogi.
What do I do? What do I do, Yomogi-san?
Calm down.
But I...
Yomogi's attempting to climb up by himself. He was clinging perilously to the wall. The simple act of moving seemed extremely difficult. If he moves even slightly, I'm afraid he'll slip and fall off. He should be about a meter below me. If I stretch my hand out, I might be able to reach him.
I'll help you. I'll help you so.
But even if, when I bent prone and reached out my hand, I couldn't reach him. Don't. I'm alright. Stay away.
But...
It's fine, stay away. There's no way I can do what he says. At this rate, Yomogi is going to die. I think he's telling us to stay away because he's afraid we'll fall too. But he's also not above stupid sacrifices if he thinks the situation is too dangerous for him to survive. As we've seen multiple times with his leave me behind bullshit. We save him. I've got to help him. It's my fault. It fell because he came out here after me. I have to help him. I vigorously shook my head and drive away the fear. Crawling up to the edge of the fissure, I held out my hand.
Yomogi-san, take my hand.
Idiot!
Hurry and take my hand!
To be completely honest, I was scared and my whole body was trembling. If I were to fall, I wouldn't survive. I don't want to die. But nevertheless, I can't abandon Yomogi. We promised. We'll all survive this and return home together.
Please take my hand.
He looked at me with an astonished look on his face. Fuyukawa-san.
We'll survive and return home together. So you can't die here.
Yomogi sighed as if worried. Yeah, that's right. Even worse when they're over a short gap. Like, think they can extend just short distance from a ledge, but if there's just a gap, both sides of the gap can have one and essentially fuse together, and then the gap in the ground looks like a regular snowfield until you step in it. Yee! Yeah, that sounds awful. Thank you. Straining slightly, Yomogi extended his hand toward me. I frantically leaned forward as well. Just a few centimeters more. A few centimeters more and I'll reach him. Force myself to bend further and further forward. Just a little bit more. Little and it'll be okay. My finger touched his outstretched hand. Okay. Suddenly, the edge of the cliff collapses. My field of vision slips. I fall. Slam against the wall of snow over and over again. Fall to the bottom of the cliff. Well, never mind. Story is not finished yet. The truth is not revealed, and it circulates through an incident. It is an infinity loop. That's what I get for being a good guy. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to continue. Shortcut. Okay. There we go. Hold tab. I'm going to get back to that situation and say no and see what happens. Could there be relief supplies? Go back. Stay still and watch. As Yomogi told you to, I patiently stayed where I was. Even if he said help me, my body wouldn't have moved.
It's all my fault. My fault, Yomogi-san. My fault.
If I hadn't gone to Location X, this wouldn't have happened. If only I'd selfishly taken my independent action, If only I hadn't selfishly taken any independent action and consulted with the others. I was at my wit's end.
I'm sorry.
Though he was trying to crawl up by himself. Skillfully maintaining his balance, digging his feet in the wall of snow, he climbed up. After all, it was only a wall of snow. If he used even a little too much force on it, it wouldn't be unusual for it to come tumbling down. I couldn't stand to watch anymore. I closed my eyes and kept praying.
I'm sorry.
How long did it go on? The fury of the snow and wind increased in intensity, but Yomogi was as reliable as ever. Without hurrying, calmly determining the circumstances he was in, he dealt with the situation extremely carefully. I felt my head being patted and looked up. Yomogi was there, smiling weakly. God damn it, Yomogi. Swear to God, your brother's Superman or some shit? Because you're fucking great. I've come back from the bottom of hell, he said jokingly. But he was holding his side in pain. He was dragging one leg too.
Yomogi-san, you're injured.
I guess that's broken.
Broken? Oh no.
I'm fine, don't worry.
You don't look fine at all.
I started to panic.
It's definitely my fault. Yomogi-san is like this. What should I do? First aid, first aid. What should I do again?
Calm down. That is the first thing you do. Yomogi muttered disinterestedly.
But...
It's fine. Calm down. I won't die so easily. Anyway, let's get back to the cabin. I felt so guilty. It's not a problem that crying will fix. No matter how much I regret what I did, Yomogi didn't recover from his injuries. Won't recover from his injuries. So I couldn't help but hate myself for thoughtlessness. I silently let Yomogi my shoulder.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
While walking through the snow, I just kept apologizing. Turning the cabin took twice as long. Yomogi was in no condition to be walking. Even though I was letting him lean on my shoulder, I could hardly put strength into my own 2 feet. It was just pathetic how weak I was. Look, I can see the cabin. Let's go, it's just a little further. The injured Yomogi had encouraged me the entire time. The more he worried about me, the greater my feelings of guilt became. As soon as I entered the cabin, I knelt down on the spot. I can't walk anymore. There's no more power left at all in my body. The relief of at last having been able to come back helped too, but and I had lost even the energy to stand. Yomogi collapsed face up beside me. He seemed to be suffering a fair bit. His injuries looked painful. First of all, we have to administer first aid. The essential emergency treatment of broken bones was applying a brace to the fractured area and then immobilizing it, I think. Yeah, the ghosts are back. I only vaguely remembered how, but I didn't know what else to do.
Uni, bring something in to make into a brace. After that, what can we use for bandages?
No answer. I was about to ask where everybody else was. Thinking it strange, I looked around the room.
Uni?
No one was there. Uni wasn't there. Neither was Mayuzumi. Where'd they go? They don't know where we went because we didn't leave markings because we didn't go far enough. I even crawled on all fours to the entrance of the basement and looked down into it. No one's out here after all.
Where did they go?
The blankets I thought Miyazumi was using had been carelessly discarded atop the upper bunk bed. They did go after us. We knew this already. We just didn't know when. My heart started hammering in my chest.
No way.
I looked toward the door.
No way.
They left? They went out in the storm? I frantically rushed over the beds. I touched the blankets. They were cold.
Yomogi-san, how long has it been since you left the cabin?
Seeing Yomogi too had noticed the absence of Uni and Mayuzumi. He looked at me with a serious expression. I went out right after you did. I confirmed the time of my watch. It was now 4 a.m. I left the shelter cabin a little past 1.
I told them to wait.
I told them to wait, but around that time, was it when the two of them went out? We didn't run into them? Yeah, because he was following our footprints. It's been too long. They didn't last long enough. If they left even like 10 minutes behind him, they wouldn't have seen the footprints. The reason why they found us was the markings on the trees. They specifically said that. We didn't leave any markings this time. We didn't go far enough. At the least, it seems like it was no less than 1 hour ago. We must have walked right past each other.
No, it can't be.
My body shivered, and not just from the cold. My guilt grew and grew. I tightly hugged the plush bear that Uni had left behind.
No! It's all my fault. It's all my fault.
If only I hadn't gone to Location X. Yeah, but it seems like they left only an hour ago. So them finding us at 6 isn't that impossible. Yomogi would never have been injured, and Uni and Mayuzumi would never have been exposed to danger.
All my fault.
Snap out of it. Don't blame yourself.
But it's all my fault. Those two
aren't stupid. They'll come back, they definitely will. So pull yourself together and wait.
No. No.
I let go of the plush toy and clung to Yomogi.
If they fall from a cornice, if something happens to them in a snowstorm, it'll be all my fault.
Fuyakawa! I stood up. I can't whine about having no more strength left. Because of me, those two are in danger. They're my responsibility. I have to go
save them. I have to go at once.
Calm down. It's going to result in a tragedy for all of you.
It's my fault.
I shook myself free from Yomogi's extraining grip and opened the door. The storm was fierce. I have to go help them quickly. Wait, Fuyakawa!
Mogi-san, wait here.
With those words, I jumped out in the storm once more. Where did I walk alone? Where was I headed? How much time had passed since I left the shelter? Even that became hazy. Once again, heading for Location X, my field of vision went completely white from the snow. Yet I earnestly kept calling out Uni and Maizumi's names.
Uni! Maizumi-san!
While I called them, inside my heart I kept repeating, it's all my fault, 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 it's all my fault. I was overwhelmed with guilt. By the time I realized it was daybreak. The pitch black, dark world had just changed into one of pure white. In despair, I looked up into the white sky. Yeah, the snow was falling as if to strike me down. I could see nothing. As I stood there stupefied, my consciousness began to dim. I'd already lost all feelings in my fingers and toes. When I examined them, I saw they were turning purple. Frostbite already? Natural retribution. I bit my lip. Because of me, Yomogi, Uni, and Maizumi, they're all in danger now. I pray. God, please. If my life will do, then take it as you please. So save those three. That prayer was heard. Unexpectedly within the white world, a spot of black appeared. I headed towards the black spot. Got closer and realized it was a human. It's Maizumi's coat. Same one I was wearing. I'd finally found her. My feelings of guilt eased just a little. At least no one died because of me. Just that thought filled me with relief. Then I shuddered in horror at my own thought. As long as it's not my fault, then there's no problem even if someone dies. I shook my head to banish the idea from my mind.
Maizumi-san!
Screaming to be heard over the wind, I ran to Maizumi. Maizumi was squatting in the snow. She wore a hollow expression. Beside her was Uni, clinging tightly to her. Snow covered both of them, even clinging to their faces. Even as she was looking at me, Maizumi showed no reaction at all.
Maizumi-san, are you alright? My body... I don't feel cold anymore. On the contrary, it feels kinda good.
I gulped. Maizumi's body. She definitely wasn't shivering. I recalled Yomogi's words. With hypothermia, the body stops shivering when it becomes serious. If that happens, then you won't be able to do anything with only emergency measures.
It can't be. Uni, is he alright? Who knows?
Maizumi absent-mindedly stared at the face of Uni in her arms. His eyes were shut, but his eyelids twitched rapidly. He's still alive.
Let's go back to the cabin.
Even as I say that, Maizumi and Uni were so debilitated that they couldn't walk by themselves. I don't have enough energy to support both of them. I'm utterly at a loss. Can't even take a single step further. My field of vision went dark and I crumpled where I stood.
Before... A while before. Right there.
Maizumi's tone was awfully carefree and indifferent, as if she had no emotions.
Yomogi-san was... Yomogi-san? He was saying something, but he fell.
I turned around startled. Around 10 meters away from us, Yomogi lay face down. His body was already almost completely buried under the snow. Why is Yomogi here? Even though I told him to wait at the cabin. He ran after me again and found them before I did? Even though he was injured?
Why won't anyone listen to me?
When I understood it was nothing but an outburst of anger, I still couldn't help but feel annoyed. I struck the snow in a rage.
Why? Why can't you just wait there like I told you to? You're just creating more disaster on top of what's already got. It's just idiotic. As if I was the one in the wrong here. Don't make it my fault.
It became impossible to think about anything. I was just getting more and more irritated. Irritated how everything was going wrong. Irritated what I caused. Irritated the fact that even if I wanted to somehow deny my responsibilities, I couldn't come up with any excuses. Irritated snow that kept falling mercilessly. Irritated the rescue team that won't come to help. Irritated at the incomprehensible events I keep getting caught up in. I'm so fed up with it all.
Enough! This is too much!
Everyone should just die. Including me, we should all just die. It would be so much easier. That wish was granted. My vision blurred. The ground that had supported me disappeared. Zero gravity. No, this is an earthquake. An unbelievably huge vibration. Felt as if heaven and earth were becoming inverted. I can't stand up. Took everything I had, just cleaned the surface of the earth. It's enough to make me wonder if the entire world would break apart. But before long, it settled as if disappearing. The surroundings quieted down as if nothing had happened. Now, to be more accurate, the sound of the snowstorm continued as before. But to me, it felt like other sounds had been swallowed by the earth. In a daze, I sat there petrified. Then the time came. I heard the groaning of the earth. Startled, I looked up. The world swayed again. Another earthquake? No, it's not. Something frightening approached us.
No way!
I looked towards my wristwatch, panicking. Snow covered the dial. Clicking my tongue, I scraped it off.
Ah.
The hands of the watch. 6:53. I wonder why I'm laughing. Right now, we're at Location X, the place we were supposed to die. Eventually, despite having struggled like mad to live, we couldn't defy fate.
What is this?
Well, whatever. Whatever happens, I don't care. I lay down, spread eagle in the snow. Thinking back, it was ridiculous to try and fight our fate.
It's the avalanche! Run!
It's useless, my Azumi-san. Our fate has been decided. No one can escape it anymore.
Uni, even if only you...
Like I said, it's useless. Even if you struggle, God will just have a good laugh and then kill us all like insects.
Run!
Let's accept the fate as it is. Let's sleep eternally. Over there, I'll undoubtedly be much warmer, peaceful. It'll undoubtedly be a much warmer, peaceful place than this mountain. Humans have such a tiny existence, so that's enough. I have no regrets over losing such a tiny life. Close my eyes. It was a strange, calm feeling. As I thought about how I would finally be released from all this suffering, I started laughing and couldn't stop. Goodbye, life. Goodbye, world. Goodbye, me. Story is not finished yet. Truth is not revealed, and it circulates through an incident. It is an infinity loop. Well, let's keep going. There's only one more combination that we can do in that situation. Struggle against the end. There is something we can do besides that, actually, and we can say, when we're given this option, that we think it's a rescue team. And what I think might happen from that rescue team is we'd logically work it out and say that's impossible, thus there's probably nothing there, and not go out at all, which is the key to survival, apparently. Or, the key to survival is giving them those marks on the trees they need, going there, deciding we have found nothing, and coming back. That way, maybe we get to Yomogi before he gets hurt, and we find everybody else. I decided to turn back. I felt that I should return while I still could move. My weak heart whispered to me, "I've already given it everything you've got." Your got. That was a bit of a typo. Just get some rest. Once you do, you'll feel a lot more relaxed. Even standing up was painful. If I fell here, I'd probably fall asleep and die. I was sure my body would freeze. And then I'd probably be preserved beautifully in that form until spring came. I was tempted to just throw myself down on the beautiful snow and go to sleep, but I quickly shook my head to drive away the sweet temptation, and quickly stood back up. I can't die here. I was worried about Uni and Yomogi back at the shelter cabin. If I don't go back, they might come out looking for me. Too late! I don't want to expose them to danger. I took out the compass. It was difficult to focus on the needle because of my shaking hand. Kept my right hand still with my feet left. I started moving, heading westward. I had to go back no matter what, to the shelter cabin. The shadow that couldn't live. That's a new title. I think we've done it. I walked on with all my might in the snowstorm so bad I couldn't even see as far as my toes. Relying solely on the compass, I just kept moving straight ahead. I didn't even have the energy to look at my watch. My vision was blurred, my thoughts vague. I gradually stopped feeling cold, and that was the scariest thing of all. I heard that when I can't take the cold anymore, I'll start to hallucinate. Snow will feel unbearably hot, making me take off my clothes. Then I'll collapse, half crazed in the snow, and die. So I imagined that sort of end, a chill ran down my spine. The slope ended before too long, and I finally reached the top of the hill. Just a little more. When I reach the bottom of this hill, I'll be able to see the shelter cabin. We haven't found Yomogi yet? That's a bad sign. While I confirmed the way back with the compass, I accidentally stepped into a stuck-in place in the snow. That instant, snow collapsed under my feet. I lost my balance and tumbled in the snow. My body rocked as though it had been caught and shaken hard by a giant. Oh, we know this! But this time, Yomogi isn't with us to get hurt. I screamed, but even that sound was absorbed by the snow. I fell down the slope of the snow-covered hill. Stayed buried in the snow for quite a while. The snow felt very warm. I wanted to just sleep like this, but brightness woke me. Flashlight I gripped tightly, my hand was shining on my face. It was a miracle I hadn't dropped it. And it was a miracle I was alive at all.
I'm still alive?
I tried to stand. I staggered, but there was no intense pain. I tried moving my arms and legs slightly. Didn't break anything this time.
They still move.
Didn't seem like I broke any bones. The snow was thick and it acted like a cushion.
I gotta go back to the cabin.
I brushed away the snow that clung to my face. Even my eyelashes and eyebrows were frozen. When I rubbed them with my gloves, grain of ice fell from them. As if guided by some kind of homing instinct, I unconsciously started to walk.
But where am I?
Using the flashlight, I illuminated my surroundings. On the other side of my field of vision, narrowed by the snow, something reflected the light. I saw what looked like skin-colored cloth.
What is it? Could it be rescue supplies?
I instinctively ran. I'm pretty far from Location X, but maybe it got caught in the wind and carried here. I actually considered that an option.
Huh.
I shone the beam of flashlight down to the cloth spread in the snow. Uh-oh. It wasn't rescue supplies. A woman. A woman I'd never seen. What the flying fuck? That's the second unidentified person to show up and just be dead, maybe? Now I'm really confused. Every time something new happens, it just makes things worse.
Are you alright?
No answer. Pulling on the fingers with my mouth, I took off the on the fingers with my mouth. I took off the gloves, reached out, touched the back of the prone woman's neck.
Cold. She's dead.
Was she with us on the plane? Why hasn't the snow covered her? It's not likely. Maybe when I fell down, her body was uncovered? Put my gloves back on. I took hold of my flashlight. Straining my eyes, I could see the shadow of the cabin far away.
Sorry for leaving you here.
I apologized to the corpse of the woman. At the same time, I thought to myself, I won't end up like her. I mustered my little remaining energy and began walking toward the cabin. The fuck? Who is she? How'd she get here? What the flying fuck is going on? I'm so confused. Is anybody gonna be here? I returned to the shelter cabin. Hey, they're here.
Kokoro!
Uni greeted me with an anxious face and ran up to meet me.
Sorry, I'm so late.
Apologizing to Uni. I keeled over on the spot. Couldn't as much move a finger.
Kokoro!
Uni wiped the snow from my body.
Take off the coat. The snow is melting. If you get wet, it'll be really bad. Yeah.
Slowly removed the coat with my trembling hands and threw it aside.
Something for you to put on.
Uni restlessly looked around and called out to Mayuzumi, who had been curled on the top bunk bed.
Lin, give me your coat.
Mayuzumi looked down at him, openly annoyed.
Why? Come on, give it to me quick.
At Uni's unexpectedly strong tone, Mayuzumi looked daunted.
Why do I have to?
She reluctantly took off her coat and tossed it over. Uni draped it over my shoulders. After that, he piled blankets on top of me as well.
It's cold.
Mayuzumi, having parted with the coat, wrapped herself more tightly in her blankets. Most of the clothing that had shielded us from the cold had gotten wet during the march of the snow the other day. We tried to dry them out inside the cabin, but they froze solid instead. We don't have any other coats. I felt a little apologetic. Where is Yomogi?
We have to make a fire. Something to burn.
I can't do anything but shiver. Right now, this little boy seemed more reliable to me than ever before. I felt gratitude to him from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, Uni.
Right.
Uni went down in the basement. Came up carrying a first aid kit and a box of waterproof matches. He took out scissors and tape from the kit. Dynapro! Hello, good to see you. And then, God only knows what he was thinking, he started cutting up the blankets.
Uni, what are you doing? I'll burn these blankets. Come on, Lin, help me. Like I said, why do I have to? In any case, you gotta warm up too, right? So come on and help.
Reacting the words warm up, Mayuzumi got down from the bed. Since she wasn't wearing a coat, she seemed awfully cold.
What do you want me to do? Nothing will be a pain in the ass, okay? Well, the blankets that cut up tightly. And tape them on the ends so they won't come apart. Why are you? See, she taught me how. When Lin said we should burn the newspaper, a newspaper can also be used as a replacement for firewood if you roll it up. Well, it's impossible to do it with just one page, of course. It might be the same with blankets. Fold them over several times, they can be used as well. Jeez.
Cursing under her breath, she obediently helped him. This is desperate. It's useful, but desperate. Their work progressed with astonishing speed. For my eyes, they managed to roll up a few dozen blanket logs. After Uni had thrown them in the stove, he headed toward his bed. He held his plush bear, TB, which had been lying there at his side in his arms.
TB, I really liked you.
Gazed in the round eyes of the bear and embraced it sorrowfully.
Sorry, please forgive me.
Job searching stuff hits close to home since I've been jobless for so long. Thankfully, I don't have parents that are that rough on me for it. They know how rough it is. Then Uni readied himself and set fire to the bear.
Uni, it's okay. Just watch.
TB was made of cotton. He quickly caught fire. Uni sadly bit his lip. Uni was burning his treasured toy, which he made back. Which had made it back to him across his frozen land for my sake. Oh, and the son is a YouTuber? Dude, what the fuck? Yeah, people who don't treat Twitch or YouTube like real jobs when people are getting paid for it, especially, that's just bullshit. I'm sorry. I felt awful. Uni put the burning toy in the stove. So we were live coal, the blanket kindling fired up.
Now, Kokoro, stay near the fire. Warm yourself up.
For an instant, I recalled that Yomogi told us about hypothermia. Exposed by hypothermia, I immediately warmed the hands and feet. Somehow calmed myself down and tried to check the state of my body. My condition didn't appear as severe as Uni's had been last night, which means it shouldn't have turned to hypothermia yet. If so, I'd better warm my body to prevent frostbite.
Yeah.
Held my hands out toward the stove while being careful not to touch the fire. My near-frozen fingertips pulsed and blood gradually began to flow through them again. My continuously shivering body began loosening up. It seemed like it was absorbing the thermal energy. The firewood made from rolled-up blankets burned slower than at their first flare, warming me. Do I know about ad revenues? Dude, I've been on YouTube for like Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's not free money. You're obviously putting a lot of work and effort into things, and people are viewing it, and in theory, you deserve those views, and you definitely deserve the money. But some people don't see that kind of thing as work. It's a form of entertainment. And putting out good entertainment takes effort. Of course, as it goes without saying, Mayuzumi had drawn near the fire with a look of desperation as well.
Thank you, Uni. No problem. I was glad you're okay.
I accepted some water heated by the fire from Uni and drank it in one gulp. Mayuzumi stared at me with eyes full of greed. I was finally feeling refreshed, and then Uni, looking restless, asked me a question.
Hey, Kokoron. Seiji wasn't with you? Eh?
Come to think of it, I hadn't noticed since I was occupied with the cold, but Yomogi wasn't in the shelter cabin.
Where did Yomogi-san go? He went looking for you!
While holding her hands out towards the fire, Mayuzumi continued the subject Uni had raised.
When you ran out of here, you went white as a sheet and left. Did he pass you out there? No.
I took a look out the window. The fierce snowstorm was still raging on, and within it was Yomogi, still looking for me. I forced energy in my legs and staggered to my feet. I headed for the door.
I have to go get him! Don't!
Uni weakly held me back as I tried to open the door. Congrats, Tetapro! That's actually more views than most of my Let's Plays get in the first couple hours. Most of my views are from archive crawlers.
You can't go out in your condition. This time Kokoron will die for sure. Why don't we wait a little? Why don't we believe in Yomogi?
Crouched down on the floor, making a hollow sound against the boards.
But as it is, it's my fault, Yomogi-san.
Because I did something so reckless, Yomogi might become a victim too.
Yomogi-san?
I wanted him to come back soon, as if laughing at me for thinking that the storm grew stronger. After a while, all of a sudden the sound of the storm ceased.
Say.
The fire in the stove had gone out long ago. Mayuzumi was back in her own bed, craned her head. All the bad stuff is gone.
Isn't it kind of warm? Eh?
I wonder. I felt nothing at all. Body had nearly ceased to feel differences in temperature. Was it because I had stayed out too long in a cold place? I felt cold wherever I was. My still shivering body was proof of that.
Could the storm have let up?
Mayuzumi inclined her neck repeatedly. No, who cares about that? Now the storm has let up, I have to go look for Yomogi. I tried to stand.
Eh?
The instant I moved, my legs buckled.
Kokoron, it's useless. Don't push yourself.
I realized I was weaker than I thought.
But Yomogi-san.
Uni had laid a blanket over my shoulders.
The storm let up. Seiji will return back. We'll come back soon. Right, so let's wait for him, okay?
Oops, I got voices mixed up. What Uni said was right. Rather than acting foolishly and adding this further tragedy to what we have to bear, it was better to wait. Yomogi is a pro when it comes to mountains. He'll definitely be alright. Of course he will. But, even after waiting an astoundingly long time, Yomogi didn't come back. God descends to the new world. I continued staring at the face of my wristwatch. The second hand continued to carve away the seconds, one after another. Inside the cabin, silent as the grave, only the sound of the hand's movement could be heard. Yomogi had yet to return.
Seiji, hasn't come back yet, huh?
Uni, who had been encouraging me only a little while ago, had sunk into a deep depression. Uni was worried after all. In any case, he's much too late. Did something happen to Yomogi? Although I don't want to believe anything happened. If he did meet with some misfortune, it would be my fault. Feelings of inconsolable guilt began to tear apart my body at the thought of that. I grasped my watch with both hands. Well, we've lost Yomogi. Potentially! I'm gonna go ahead and save. If the newspaper was right, then the time at which the avalanche would occur was quickly approaching. If I remember correctly, it was 6:53. Not even 2 hours left. It'll take slightly under an hour to get to location X no matter how much I hurry. If Yomogi had some accident and left him unable to move, and if his condition led him to seek help at location X, I won't make it unless I leave the cabin right now. Yomogi would get caught up in the avalanche and die. My body had more or less warmed up, and I even got to drink something warm. However, there's no guarantee I'd make it back again if I headed to location X, even if I warmed myself up. Decomposed bodies. They've been confirmed 3 bodies sustained a large number of lacerations, believed to have been caused by avalanche that were caught up in soon after surviving the crash. Hug Teddy for warmth? The Teddy is dead! We burned it! Or have a game. Tighter Pro! Tighter Pro. Uni is like 11. No. 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 King Boom! I went over the sentence from the newspaper in my mind. I clutched at my head. What do I do? What do I do? Hey, Satoru, what would you do? Who knows? We haven't heard from him in hours and hours and hours. Something must be wrong with me, trying to rely on Satoru at a time like this. But if it were Satoru, he'd be able to come up with the best course of action while maintaining his composure. To me, Satoru was a person who I could put my confidence in. Satoru, what should I do? Also, we don't have enough energy for a gangbang. More importantly, one of them is underage. Stop it! That's bad conversation. To continue. Also, still no swaps, which is concerning. So what's up with the no swaps, and are we going to be able to go out and save Yomogi? Find out after a break. Skip up stretch I need to do be able to keep watching comfortably. And I will be right back.